You know the classic hero's journey, right? A noble call, a quest against all odds, and a triumphant return. But what if there's a flip side to that coin? A shadow version of that story. A blueprint not for heroism, but for total corruption. Let's walk down that darker path.
So, what is it that really separates them? Is it just their methods, being a little more gritty? Or is it something way deeper, something right at the core of what they're trying to achieve? Okay, here's where the two paths really split. A hero's journey is all about serving the community, about self sacrifice. But the anti hero's journey, well, that's about achieving personal dominion, even if it means sacrificing everyone else. And we're going to see exactly how that works through the story of a man named Cillian.
So let's start at the beginning. The journey kicks off not with a selfless act, but a deeply selfish one. This is Act 1, the predatory departure. And it's all fueled by what you could call honest greed, a completely unapologetic desire for more. This is where it gets really interesting, because you can see how every classic step is just inverted. For our guy Cillian, the Anglo-Norman invasion of Ireland isn't some great tragedy. No, it's a call to opportunity. It's a market fluctuation he can exploit. And his hesitation, it's not fear of danger, it's the fear of staying a nobody. And this quote, man, it just nails his entire mindset. He's not being brave, he's making a cold, hard calculation. This is the refusal of the mediocre. He would literally rather risk dying on a battlefield than face the slow, certain death of poverty. For him, being powerless is the only thing that's truly scary. Of course, every journey needs a guide. But where a hero finds a wise, virtuous teacher, the anti-hero finds something else entirely. They find a dark mentor. And this person isn't here to teach morality. They're here to teach ruthless, brutal efficiency. And what they teach is absolutely crucial. Cillian's mentor, a mercenary named Old Malachy, doesn't teach him about honor. He teaches him how to create chaos and then profit from it. The lesson? Target the leaders, disrupt the system, and understand that the only real power in this world is the power you seize for yourself. All right, so armed with this, let's call it a specialized education, Cillian dives into Act 2, the ruthless initiation. This is the part of the story where the anti-hero doesn't just bend the rules anymore. This is where they shatter their own moral compass to get what they want. The descent gets a whole lot faster here. See, in the anti-hero's world, loyalty is a liability. It's a bad investment. So when Cillian spots his own mentor, Malachy, fighting for the other side because they paid better, he doesn't hesitate. Malachy taught him that allies are just tools. Well, now, Malachy has become an obstacle. And obstacles get removed. And this is his big test. It's the anti-hero's version of the inmost cave. But instead of facing down a dragon or some great internal fear, Cillian comes face to face with his greatest temptation. He finds a fortune in gold, but it's being protected by innocent refugees. This is it, the point of no return. And what he does next, well, there's no coming back from it. This moment is called the harrowing of the soul. He doesn't just cross a line, he obliterates it. He uses the refugees as a human shield, a distraction, so he can get his hands on that gold. And just like that, the transformation is complete. Whatever humanity he had left is just gone. He's not a cynical mercenary anymore. He has been fundamentally reborn as something new, something purely predatory. So, for all his service, Cillian gets his prize. But it isn't some healing balm for his people. No, it's what we call a dubious reward, a blood-stained grant to a ruined estate. He got the land, he got the silver, but it's all built on a graveyard that he helped create. And that leads us straight into the final act, the isolated return. But you could probably guess this isn't going to be a happy homecoming with a parade. This is all about facing the consequences and learning the true, hollow price of power. Yeah, his journey home is an absolute nightmare. There are no cheering crowds. Instead, he's being hunted by the dispossessed, all the families he ruined and betrayed along the way. His riches are now a liability, forcing him to stick to the shadows, constantly looking over his shoulder. And when he finally gets to his new home, he finds it's already occupied. So what does he do? He pulls off one last masterful act of ruthlessness. He becomes this phantom, this ghost of the woods, and plays both sides against each other. taking out their leaders until no one is left to challenge his claim. And this is what it was all for, a hoard of silver, the physical proof of his honest greed. You could call it his tainted elixir. But here's the kicker. He has the power, he has the wealth, but he has no one, no community. He isn't respected. He's feared. He's not a lord, he's a boogeyman, a ghost story that parents whisper to their kids at night. He won everything he thought he wanted and lost everything that actually matters. And so we reach the end of the road. It's a victory, technically, but it's a victory that feels exactly like a defeat. An ending that puts him in a prison of his own making, the fortress of isolation. You know, the anti-hero's return is like a man who burns down every single bridge leading to his fortress to make sure no one can get in. He gets the castle, he gets all the gold, but then he realizes he's trapped inside with no way out, forever pacing the walls alone. So when you lay the two paths side by side like this, the contrast is just stark. The hero's journey is about saving the community, and it ends with a celebration. The anti-hero's journey is about personal gain, and it ends in a hollow victory and a lifetime of haunted isolation. And that really leaves us with one final big question for you to think about. Why are we so fascinated by these dark journeys? What is it about the story of winning the whole world but losing your own soul in the process that we just can't look away from?